Hi guys, hope you're good. I'm just about on time. Aeon saying hi, crazy FC guy. Says hi, yo, how you doing? Hope you're good. How you doing, Derwood? Hope you are also good. Let's go for a 0-0 draw or a Newcastle win. I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with that. I feel like we are all Newcastle supporters today. Speaking of Newcastle supporters, Kieran says, come on, with how many ends? 1, 2, 3. With 7 ends, so hopefully it's a 7-0 win. Kieran says 2-2. I think it might be 1-1. Fingers crossed. Elanga on the bench again. Why does he not start this guy? Elanga is kind of amazing. But yeah, you got Gordon, Voltamade, and Murphy. Maybe he wants to bring him on when Arsenal are tired. Hiding Pixel. Pixel thought I was gonna watch this alone. You're never gonna watch it alone. You will never watch a game alone unless it's at like 1 a.m. 1 a.m. UK time. Some of the Brazil versus Argentina games or Colombia games can be very late. But if it's at a normal time, you shall not. We're starting Joe Linton and Gordon. Indeed, you are. Newcastle have got. I'm see if I can bring it up. It's gonna fucking work. I think that's gonna work. I can just about maybe squeeze that on, ish. I think my timing should be better today. Eze's kicked off now, so I shouldn't be like 5 minutes later. Why is he delaying the kickoff, man? Effing referees, I swear. They didn't like how the ball was kicked, but we've kicked off. It's really annoying because they take for. Finally, they showed the timer. Just waiting to. Okay, we should be good. Starting Joe Linton and Gordon. Indeed, you are. So Newcastle have got Pope, Livramento on the right. That Malik Thior guy. Botman. Dan Burn on the left. Has he played much as a left back? He doesn't strike me as a traditional left back, being about 8'2", but we'll see how that goes. Maybe they want him up against Saka. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Tonali, Bruno, Joe Linton, and Gordon, Voltamade, and Murphy. Pretty good team. Arsenal have got Raya, Timber, Mosquera, Gabriel, Calafiori, Zubamendi, Eze. Okay, interesting. Declan Rice. I'll be interested to see if it's actually like that. I don't know if you can see my mouse. If it's actually like that, or if say it's Zubamendi and Rice holding and maybe Eze a bit more further forward, but I guess we'll see. Saka's captain, Gyökeres and Trossard. We shall see how that goes. Crazy FC guy saying 4-0 Newcastle. I can't lie, that would make the weekend. It would make up for some of the kind of head losses certain people are having after the result yesterday. My phone's been weird. Fixed it. Look at that outfit, the matching hat. Come on. I was worried, is this like a bit too much green? There's also a green light in the background. I don't know if this is green overload. But we'll see how it goes. Kieran says picking 4-0 is crazy FC is crazy FC guy. I guess he is how he is named. But equally, if you're right, we can just come back and say, crazy FC guy was correct. Also, Aston Villa's first win of the season today. I think, I saw that earlier. I think they beat Fulham. I think 3-1. Good for them. It said we're playing 3 centre backs. This sofa score thing. Maybe if I refresh it, sometimes they. Yeah, right now you've got 2 at the back, but that's because you've got the ball. But you could be right, because Dan Burn left back feels a bit odd. Every show I have watched this weekend has said it's the weekend of the underdogs. The Villa Fulham game was good. Yeah, I heard it was good. Quite a few goals. Not fully the weekend of the underdogs though, because Brentford did win, and I'd say they're probably the bigger team. But in general, yeah. Charlotte says, "Hey, Pixel wants mascara for Colombia. What's the deal with him? Has he not like picked a nation yet? And has he got a choice?" To be honest, I don't know too much about him. I think they bought him from Valencia. Is Gyökeres wearing number 14 for Arsenal? That's brave. I just noticed that. I've not noticed that before. That's an interesting choice, given the history of that. But yeah, Mosquera, he's the one they bought from Valencia, isn't he? We shall see how he does today. How you doing, Ikram? Crazy FC guy says, remember me when Newcastle win 4-0. We shall. I think when not even when it's 4-0, I think when the third goal goes in, then we'll start believing. Reluctant Gamer is watching the game, eating me curry and watching the tune. Let's go, 2-1 Newcastle. I think 2-1 would be a good result. What curry are you having? What is your curry of choice? Or is that a complicated question? But yeah, I think most people here are supporting the tune today. Eze's just had a shot, but that's gone wide. Was it a save, that one? Was it a save? I saw the ball just go wide. But if you save that, that's a good shot. A good save even. Corner for Saka now. Beard looks epic and flawless. I'll take that. To be honest, it looked better yesterday because I actually had a shave yesterday. Today I have not, but I'll take that. Who's Arsenal's number 12? Timber, okay. Kieran has a feeling that Anthony Gordon will get another red like he did against Liverpool. Let's hope not. Too many players have been getting sent off recently. Chelsea can't seem to go 5 minutes without a player getting sent off. So I'd like to see 11 versus 11 as a neutral. Let's hope so. Pixel says it's almost your birthday. Indeed, it's also almost Derwood's birthday on Friday, I think. Think so, yeah, Friday. That means it must have been your birthday last week. Was it 23rd? Did you say? For some reason, 23rd is in my brain. Tyler Morton scored for Lille. Nice. He seems to be doing really well there. They seem to be taking to him. Of course, whenever a player does well, then you get the inevitable. Oh, shall we bring them back? And it's like, calm down. But regardless, good to see he's doing well. Is it Lille or is it Leon? I thought it was Leon, but I might be wrong. Yeah, 23rd. Nice. Happy belated birthday. Hope it was a good one. Is it just me or do Arsenal have like 4 new players every season? So Zubimendi's 36. Mosquera's number 3. It's just Arsenal passing it around the back at the moment. I think both teams just feeling each other out. Mosquera passes it forward and it goes right to Pope, which is fantastic. Against Lille. Makes sense. Ooh, tough tackle by Joe Linton. Wins the ball. Newcastle countering. Voltamade. Probably not who you want on a counter. But passes it to Gordon. Gordon kind of tripped over his feet. They've not lost it yet. Not a bad cross by Ramsey. He's got quite a good cross on him. Good old Jacob. Kirkes, Robertson, or Aurelio. I mean, in terms of prime, you'd have to go Robertson, but Kirkes hasn't had his prime yet. I think he's like 21, 22. So you'll have to ask me that in like 7 years. Corner to Newcastle. Ooh, not a bad header. Pretty good header. Is that Malik Thiol? He's quite quick, that guy. You don't always see that with centre-backs. Calafiori blocks the cross. Another cross to Newcastle. I don't know how old Theo even is. He looks pretty young, like 21, 22, but I can Google it for you. 24, okay. A bit older than I was expecting. But to be fair, 24 is still really young for a centre-back. Crossed in. I don't like that you're ahead of me. I love the fact that I'm ahead. I can't lie. I think I found the secret. I think I found the secret to being ahead now. I can't lie. I quite enjoy this. I quite enjoy this newfound power. Crossed goes over. We'll see if it works every game. But But I don't mind being like 1 minute ahead, but sometimes I'm like 2 minutes ahead. Oh, sorry, 2 minutes behind. And then it's like, come on. Another cross. I think Newcastle have had about 20 crosses. Punched out by Raya. Not bad. I think we got him from AC Milan. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, looks pretty good so far. Another tackle by him. Ooh, Gyökeres has gone down in the box, but I think he dived. Oh, he's given a penalty. For what? That was nothing. That was literally nothing. Why is he giving a penalty? Gyökeres went down like he'd been shot. I mean, let's see the replay. All I saw was like Gyökeres running into the box. Kieran's not very happy. Pope, what are you doing? I'll need to see the replay. The thing is, like, Gyökeres went down so hard. Like, he went down so hard to the point where you feel like he had to be simulating. I don't know if that's a dive, you know. It looks like Pope got the ball. It's one of those, I think, where there wasn't a connection, but the player goes down. Yeah, that's it. I don't think he actually touched him. This ref is awful. That was the same dive that got a card in the Villa game. Okay, interesting. It'll be interesting to see if they book Gyökeres. He didn't touch him, says Kieran. I don't think he touched him either. Like, he didn't touch the ball, but he also didn't touch the player. He's going over to have a look at the screen. They have like the tiniest little screen as well, which makes me laugh. Kieran is going to be on the lookout for this referee if he gives a penalty. I genuinely don't think he touched him. And I tried to be honest, like yesterday with the Chiesa goal, I was like, that's a handball by Salah. I don't think they should give that. It's the way, it's kind of how theatrically he goes down. It makes you think. If you've got time to put on theatrics, then you're not genuinely being collided into. Because if you're genuinely being collided into, you don't go down like that. Like when they stick their hands up, when they go like that, then it's like, okay, now you're faking it. You're clearly faking it. Yeah, he did a Neymar dive. That's what it looked like. He better get a card if they overturn it. I hope so. A bit of consistency. A bit of consistency in refereeing. Ref is taking forever, I can't lie. I think Mr. Default says United. We are all United today, specifically Newcastle United. But there's a VAR check for a Gyökeres dive. Yeah, that's the United we are. Okay, the referee's saying something, but I've got it on mute. Maybe I need to start using... Saka looks shocked and... He's not giving it. He's not giving it. He's not giving it. He's not giving it. That's good. Kieran does not need to find the referee. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there's a retrospective card now or not. Red card, get gone. I haven't seen it yet, but red card. To be honest with you, like, Gyökeres was through on goal. And then, you know, when a striker and goalkeeper are both going for the ball. Naturally, that happened, but Pope didn't touch him. But Gyökeres went down like, You know when they go down like, And they stick their hands up. And it's so theatrical where you're like, okay, you're faking it, because if it was genuine, you wouldn't be that theatrical. It's one of those. But I don't think he's been given a card. I probably would have given him something for that. It looks like he's still on the pitch, which is unfortunate. They've bought the refs. Thank God for that. Ref gave Neymar a card. To be honest, like, if you're saying it's not a penalty, then surely the inference is that the player is simulating. Therefore, if the player is simulating, therefore they're lying. Therefore, if they're lying, give them a card. Rose Namajunas, probably Zhang Weili, the last one. Yeah, not a hair out of place. Yeah, that's another indicator. Hair is still perfectly gelled back. He wanted the pen to do his hair flick. He's got so much gel in his hair, I don't think he could flick it. I've seen enough to deduct 5 points from Everton. That's the conclusion for most things. I went to the supermarket and there was no milk. Therefore, we should deduct 5 points from Everton. Hopefully this gives Newcastle a bit more confidence. Not that they've been non-confident, but you know what I mean. A decision going positive is always good. Darren says Arsenal going to win. I reckon it'll be a draw, to be honest with you. I reckon it'll be 1-1. No milk. Well, they had milk, but they only had the full fat milk, which I don't really like. I like the semi-skimmed, which ironically is green. Not that I have a thing for green. So yeah, I ended up getting just the skimmed one, which is no fat at all. Why is this listed under ASMR? Is it? Oh yeah. It is. ASMR. This should be under football or sport or something. Yeah, well. I guess maybe it thinks it's ASMR. Pixel has a thing for green. I think your team might wear green, possibly. Tomorrow should be interesting. If Everton can't beat West Ham, there's no hope for them. As in, there's no hope for West Ham. Do you reckon West Ham will go down? How far behind are they? Because they have got Nuno now. Nuno's a good manager. Do you think they could turn it around with a better manager, or is it a bit too late? No hope for Everton. Okay, makes sense. How well is Liverpool pressing as a team these days? I mean, yesterday pretty rubbish. to be honest with you, corner to Arsenal. But to be honest, there's a tendency. This happened last season. Like, Liverpool get lots of wins, but they don't play particularly well, and then they end up losing. And then when they lose, that then acts as the wake-up call to start playing. Nuno will do good at West Ham. I think so too. There's rumours that Graham Potter might end up at United, but we'll see what happens with him. Corner to Arsenal. A rubbish corner that was. Absolute trash. Bottom of the barrel corner. Who's that? Is that Trossard? Trossard's gone down, but that didn't look like a foul. A bit of a kind of scuffle with Bruno, but foul, really? Ruben Amorim will get sacked after they play Sunderland, do you reckon? Is that their next goal? Their next game? So, cross, gone wide. It's possible. I think another possibility, not to exercise main character syndrome. He could also get sacked after they play Liverpool, because I think Mourinho got sacked after Liverpool beat them, and I think Oli also got sacked after Liverpool beat them. But I think both are possibilities. It's interesting that they're waiting so long to sack him. I think the reason for that is he's the Ineos appointment that they can't blame anyone else on. So to a certain degree, it feels like if they sack him, then they've failed at the first thing they've done by themselves. So that's probably why they're giving him longer time, to be fair. But yeah, Sunderland's a possibility, Liverpool's a possibility. They'll probably get someone like Southgate, or it's probably too early for Potter. Arsenal through. Newcastle don't have enough players back. Trossard. Trossard hits the post. He really should have scored that. That's one of those one-on-ones where it's easier to score than it is to miss, but ended up hitting the post. Gordon has the shot. Nothing happens. Yeah, proper Darwin Núñez moment. Like, he was clear. It's one of those where you look at it and you're like, yeah, I could have scored that. Yeah, really should be finishing that. That's quite poor. $100%. What's your favorite childhood toy? I had I used to like Power Rangers, and then I used to have a Megazord, which is basically where you'd combine the 5 Zords into one, and they would make like a giant robot. So I used to have a Megazord. That would be my favorite. And then I bought, if you can see on the shelf, there's like a little Funko Pop thing of the Megazord. So yeah, that was definitely my favorite. That's not the one on the shelf. That's not one of those where you can join the 5 together. But yeah, that was 100% my favorite. Eze takes a shot, but ball goes out. Newcastle defending quite well. We're against Forest next, I think, unless it's the Champions League. I can check. Yeah, on Wednesday you got Champions League, Union Saint-Gilloise, which I think is the team that Alexis McAllister's brother plays for. So you got them on Wednesday, and then you got Newcastle on Sunday. Pixel with the Squirtle, I think. Or is that Turtle? Because Squirtle's green. No, Squirtle's blue. Squirtle's blue, right? But yeah, if that's a Ninja Turtle, they were pretty good. Is Arteta going to get booked for being out of the box today? Unfortunately not. That is a privilege that is reserved for bold Dutch managers. It was a good save. Throw into Arsenal. Ref is giving Joe Linton a telling off. Yeah, time wasting FC. Crazy FC guys, 4-0 is still a possibility. Fish is here. How are you, Fish? How is Gornik Zabje doing? I hope your team is doing good. Another corner to Arsenal. Saka taking it again. Ramsdale derby. Crossed in. Another good save by Pope. Pope is taking command of his box. 100%. Pope definitely came to play today. We've had 30 minutes. He's probably been the best player on the pitch across both teams. He's not messing about. Reluctant Gamer says Arsenal are dominating. They are on top, I think. I agree. But I think Nick Pope's been playing very well. Keeping Newcastle in the game. Saka running through here. Dan Burn is chasing him. Saka shoots it straight at Pope. Pope saves it again. Is Pope gonna have one of those games? You know, sometimes you have games where you just try everything against a goalkeeper, and you just cannot break the deadlock. He might be having one of those games. To be fair, Saka just looked where Pope was and said, "You know what? I'm not gonna shoot in the empty space. I'm gonna shoot it right at the keeper." So he might be slightly at fault. Ramsdale to Gornik Zabje. Will he get into your team, or will he be a bench option? What's Arteta doing outside the box? He's forever kind of prancing around outside of his technical area. Pope doing good. Pope doing good. He could take Ramsdale's spot. Pope's having a blinder. He's been good on crosses. He's been good on one-on-ones. I think definitely man of the match so far. I should have placed Pope in my FPL. Definitely based on this performance. Speaking of, Haaland's been getting me so many points in FPL. I decided at the start of the year I'm going to put Haaland in, And I'm just going to permanently make him the captain. Because I can't be bothered to change it. That seems to be treating me well. I don't think Pope is going to your team, Fish. Ooh, Mascara just hits it out for a corner. There's no need to do that, Mascara. So if what's his name? If Newcastle score from this, Pixel may have to reconsider if he wants Mascara in his team. Arteta is always out of the box, but he's allowed. He's going to include himself in the lineup. He does seem like one of those where, if they were to ever lift a trophy, which let's be honest is unlikely, but if they were to ever lift a trophy, he seems like the type of guy to kind of run onto the pitch. And then, ooh, Voltamate! Voltamate scored a header. Let's go. Crazy FC guy may be correct. With his 4-0. And Pixel may be reconsidering calling up Mascara because he just needlessly gave away a quarter. This Voltamate guy is very, very good. I know he's tall, but like being tall doesn't automatically mean you're good at headers. But I think that's at least 2 headers he's scored now. Let's go. The Toonman. Let's go. Kieran says, yes, Nick. I'm just seeing the replay. So the short corner and then Tenali. Who did he win the header off? Gabriel. I thought Gabriel was the best thing since sliced bread. But he clearly out-strengthened him. Dowell says, goal. People said he wasn't good with headers. I mean, I hadn't seen much of him before this, but in the 2 games I've seen, he scored 2 headers. He seems pretty good. What is quite interesting is kind of how quickly Newcastle have adapted their game to do high crosses. Like, I know they did them to a certain degree with Isak, because Isak's tall as well. But it's interesting like how quickly they're taking advantage of the height. But that goal is given. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Get in Voltamate, says Reluctant Gamer. Of course, Arsenal will complain about anything. The entitlement is wild. For me, there was nothing malicious in that. Gabriel on the floor, shaking my head, says Pixel. Yeah. Like from what I saw, he just got out muscled. Like it wasn't like a or anything. We needed the first goal. Arsenal adding the pressure. I mean, you counterpunch them like in boxing. They were throwing 100 punches. You were dodging and weaving, and then you just countered them. Yeah, Gabriel goes down. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, got out muscled. Corner to Arsenal, but nothing happens. Fish says, sir, show me the Galatasaray cover UCL, please. You'll see it tomorrow. I put the players that you wanted. It's Terrera and Salah. Is Coutinho a traitor? Espanyol and Barcelona. Well, you'd have to ask Espanyol fans whether they. Arteta's moaning about something. Probably the rotation of the earth, or the changing of the seasons. I mean, with respect to that, with respect to the Espanyol Barcelona connection, you'd have to ask Espanyol fans. I wouldn't class him as a traitor. I'd count him as a bit of a rat. But I don't know if they're the same thing. Come on, Nick, win this fight. I think he did win this fight. Do you ever get Liverpool tracksuits? I've never in the past. What I like about them, well, not so much the tracksuits. The training t-shirts are a bit cheaper. So I might get one or two for fun. But I've never done it in the past. But I might try it. Might give it a go this year. You never know. What's your favorite fruit combination? I mean, not so much combination, but mangoes are number one, watermelons are number two, berries are number three. Kind of everything else goes after that. Pixel likes passion fruit. I don't think I've ever had passion fruit. Like I've had passion fruit drink, but I don't think I've ever had passion fruit the fruit. I might need to try that. Oh, Gordon's gone down. Why are you down? Get up. We do not want him to be injured. I appreciate Elanga's on the bench, but we need him. Also, I love the fact that I'm saying we, because we are all Geordie today. I just hope Newcastle don't lose to that Belgian side in the Champions League. The thing is, you can see it happening though. It's just one of those where like you beat Arsenal, and then you lose to that random Belgian team. It's just one of those things. Tonali to Bruno. Bruno back to Voltamade. Voltamade kind of looks like an overgrown Anthony Gordon, if you think about it. It's like Anthony Gordon on a computer game, but if you carry on moving the sliders up, you basically get Voltamade. Fish wants Voltamade at his team to replace Podolski. I mean, you were saying yesterday that you love Podolski. Gyökeres is through, but I don't need to say anything because he ain't going to score, and he doesn't score. You're saying yesterday that you love Podolski. Your love seems to have not lasted very long. I'm not sure how Lucas feels about that. Pixel says passion fruit is banging. I'll need to give it a try. I spent a long period of my life not being aware that passion fruit was a real fruit. Like I thought they just made that up, but apparently it's real. I must give it a go. Arsenal, it ain't a playground. You're adults, by the way. Well, by age they're adults, but by nature sometimes they're not. Arsenal look a bit slightly shell shocked. They're showing the goal again. Oh, Gabriel just shoved Voltamade in the neck. That's not nice, is it? It's not very civilized. Theo does have some good pace. He's looking pretty good. Seems to have taken to the league quite well, all things considered. I said he looks both like an old man and a teenager. Yeah, I think that's accurate. He looks about 16 and 60 at the same time. It's like he's got the hair of a teenager but the face of a pensioner. That's probably what's causing the confusion. And I think his shirt is a bit long for his arms, so that makes him look younger. Fish says, come on down to 811. I have no idea what 811 is. You mentioned this before. What is that? Is that like a shop, like 7-Eleven? Jones, Gerrard or Henderson. Gerrard, Henderson, Jones in that order. I wonder how much time there will be. In minutes or in hours? Will Liverpool enter the season with a clear tactical blueprint, or will this evolve based on squad performance? I think it's dependent on the manager, but this manager has shown flexibility to change how he plays based on the opposition. So I'd say you'd see more of an evolution. In terms of having a tactical blueprint, you could probably align that a bit more to Man United, who seem to play one way regardless of the situation. So I'd argue, even though it's got the word blueprint in it, which makes it sound fancy and sophisticated, having a blueprint inherently means you're inflexible. So it's probably a bad thing, having a blueprint. Pixel says, when are we skating together? That's a good question. I still need to download that game. And then practice. I need to practice first, because otherwise I'm going to look a bit silly. The only kind of slight blocker is I'm going on holiday on Saturday, which is not ideal timing. And then I am back in like 2 weeks. I'm back for the Liverpool Man United game, so probably soon after that. What I will do actually is make a note to download it. I got no idea what the controls are. Download skate practice so you don't look shit. I've made a note to download it. Are you coming back to New York? We can skate in real life and break our backs, lol. that would be funny. Going back with an injury. Actually not far, across the pond in Canada. But I've made a note to download that. Is it like Tony Hawk? Is that like the gist of it? I guess I'll find out. But I presume the gist of it is you kind of skate around, do tricks, and whoever gets the highest score. And you need a controller. That's all good. I have a controller. It's Xbox. That one. I don't know if you can see the box on the wall. But yeah, probably after I'm back, kind of mid late October. 7 minutes. That's it. I thought it would be more. Yeah, to a certain degree. Even then, I think 7 minutes is a bit much. I probably would have given 5 or something. Klopp was at the Red Bull game last night. He seems to be living his best life. Now he doesn't have the stresses of management. Who's Liverpool next in the Prem? Chelsea. I think it's Chelsea. I think. Yeah, Chelsea next Saturday, but I won't be here for that. It's probably a good time to play Chelsea, all things considered. They don't seem to be doing too well at the moment, and they seem to get at least one player sent off per game. Kamaru Usman, Masvidal, or Gilbert Burns. It's got to be Usman, right? It's more collaborative. So it's not so much a contest. It's more we do challenges together. Okay, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try. When does my Game Pass run out? that's another variable. That's another variable. But I think it's November. I think it'll be alright. It's definitely after I get back, because I remember that. But yeah, no, it looks good. We shall give that a go until Arsenal score. That's how much injury time there's going to be. Johnny says, "It's me, Johnny. You always spell your name like that. Is that the correct spelling, as in JHO, or is that the O? You say I mean Johnny. Hope you're doing good, Jonathan. I hope all is good on Victory Road. You always say I don't know much about Pokemon, but I assure you, I know the first 3 Pokemon off by heart. And there you go. I mean, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur. There's not much more that I can know other than that. Pixel is excited for the Alex Pereira fight next Saturday. Is that next Saturday? Him versus Ankalaev. I would be excited for that because of Alex Pereira. Unfortunately, he's going to get wrestle-effed. Ankalaev's going to make it boring. But I hope Pereira wins. The last 2 years of UFC have been really exciting. Pretty much because of Pereira and probably Islam. So I hope Pereira wins. How you doing, the General? Afternoon to you. Kieran's starting to like this ref. Let's see how we feel at the end of the game. Oh, Skate is free to play. Okay, that's always good. So I don't need Game Pass for it. I think my Game Pass expires November anyway, but free to play is even better. So yeah, Skate and also Silent Hill F is another one, but I'll try Skate first. Jonathan has found his new favourite club. Interesting. Interested to see who that is. And he has said it's Atletico Madrid. Nice. What is it that draws you to Atletico Madrid? Was it the win yesterday? I think they won 4-2, was it? 4-2 against Real Madrid. It's pretty good. Martinelli on the bench, never knew that, said Kieran. Yeah, interesting. He will probably come on second half. Jeffrey says Newcastle must win. Indeed, we are all supporting the Geordies today. So I think if they can keep this up for another 45 minutes, I think most people will be happy. Ooh, good defending by Dan Burn. Yes, in agreement with Jeffrey. Fish, I have absolutely no idea what that means. Literally no idea. But to be fair, it's probably a nice thing. Because to be fair, most of the time you say nice things. So it's probably some sort of compliment. Fish says translated. Oh, God, you're putting me to work, man. It's my day off. It's Polish and it means I have the same as you, my city, and in it my most beautiful world, the most beautiful days I left, colourful dreams there. One day I will stop time and on wings like a bird I will fly with all my might, and where my dreams are in Warsaw. Is that like a Polish song? It's very nice. It's very nice, very, very poetic. Kieran wants Elanga on. Me too. We should see him in the second half. Saka's arguing with the ref, and Timber's also arguing. But like, what are you arguing about? What are the complaints about? I genuinely have no idea. Like, it's not the ref's fault that you took a shot right at the keeper, right? Cherry, grape, or raspberry? They're all good. What I will say, a lot of people hate cherries because they say there's too much effort because the stone in the middle is too big, but I think cherries are very good. Jonathan's justification for picking Atletico Madrid says Sim is the best manager. He is a good manager, to be fair. I think he might be the most highly paid as well. I think he might be like the most highly paid manager in the world as well. But yeah, he is good. He's good. Got a bit of a temper on him, I can't lie, but he's a good manager. Not a bad half, says Kieran. Yeah, good. I thought it was good. I've seen to be honest, as a neutral, that I felt like that was better than the Liverpool game yesterday. The Liverpool game yesterday was boring as hell. But watching this as a neutral, this felt better. Ilyas says, "Hi, bro. How are you? All good. How are you?" Says, "Anyone seen Fish lately?" Yes, Fish is here. Fish is on horizontal stream. Fish sent me this message 5 minutes ago. He sent me this, and then he said to translate it. It's a poem about flying. So Fish is being his usual random self. Now he's got Pixel involved, also sending me Polish. When you get between the crows, you have to croak like that. What the hell? Well, if I encounter some crows, I will certainly do that. Diogo Simeone is so good. He is good. Does that mean you're going to change your Instagram profile picture to Atletico Madrid? You know the Instagram profile you used to send me abusive comments. Are you going to change it from Chelsea? Are you going to change it from Chelsea to Atletico Madrid? Yeah, that's probably what they're complaining about, that they didn't score. Somehow it's the referee's fault. Would you rather have telepathy or telekinesis? Probably telepathy, I think. Telepathy sounds good, but I feel like if you genuinely could read people's minds, you'd probably be a bit disturbed eventually. Telekinesis is nice, I know. Maybe telekinesis. They are crying Pope is doing his job. Yeah, he's been good. Nick Pope's been very commanding of his area. Made a couple of good saves. Very good on one-on-one. Very good on corners. I genuinely don't know what they're complaining about. Jonathan says, "You look like Sigma Grandpa." I'll take that. Jonathan's also changing his profile picture to Atletico Madrid. That's always good. I look forward to it. Fish with more Polish. I have no idea what that means. But it's four letters, so it can't be that bad. I think it means hi. Oh, it's bye. Apparently it's not Polish. Apparently it's Hungarian. Oh, Sia as in that's how you pronounce it, right? Okay, makes sense. Kieran says they're complaining that they're gonna bottle the league, but like it's not the first time. Have they not been bottling the league for the last 20 years? Is it 20 years since they won the league? Imagine that you haven't won the league. The last time you won the league, iPhones didn't exist. That feels like a long time ago. I do remember those times. So they have been bottling for a while. Had to pronounce it Sia. So clearly Pixel and Jonathan, they both know more Polish than I do. See, that to me says you petty, you. Oh. You know how hard it is to translate your. I'm having to like maintain a separate window open here to translate your Polish. That don't mean nothing. According to Google, at least. If I change it to detect language. Oh, that's Portuguese. That's very nice. Why did the ice cream sit on the plate? To cool off. That's a good reason. It's a good reason as any. Cool off before it got eaten. That one. You seem to be sending me multiple languages. The last thing was Polish. Sorry, the last thing was Portuguese. That's Albanian. Can I go to the gym in Albanian? I mean, you can go if you want. Johnny says ASMR. Yeah, for some reason on Twitch, it's put it on ASMR. I mean, I can change it, but I'm also like, let's just leave it. let's just leave it for the lols. Strictly speaking, we could argue Fish's Polish counts as ASMR. What are the other options? Because it should be on sport, like football. Special events. I might just leave it for the lols. Fucking ASMR. Oh god. Pep Dog says, "Sitte, stay humble." Well, they'll have to stay humble, I think, if this result continues. They didn't seem particularly happy at half time. Complaining to the referee, but I genuinely don't understand. Do not understand what they are complaining about. It's a red card for the kids, whatever that means. Who the F is that? Why is some twat like revving his engine? It's like, you're not hard, bro. Calm down. Anyway. Flori Pentru FG Fish, I have no idea what that means. I will Google it, I will translate it. But my ability to translate translate from Romanian. Something about flowers. I'll take that. Durwood says your voice is calming. I'll take that. So perhaps maybe that's why it put me in ASMR. Because on Twitch it's put me in ASMR for some reason. So maybe that's why. I can change it. I can change it back. But I'm thinking, let's just leave it. Let's leave it for the lols. Jonathan says, can someone start a debate with me? I'm bored. There are other ways to quench your boredom that do not involve debates. Charlotte says you're such a good host. Try my best. Harry says hello. How are you? Good, good, all good. How are you? How's things? Any more speeches you've had to give, or is all going well? How you doing, Finley? Yeah, good header by Ultimate. I can't lie. We're all pretty much Newcastle supporters today. Finley, who supports Newcastle anyway, is a Newcastle supporter. Sir Roger Hunt is also a Newcastle supporter for today. For today, at least. You thought that was a penalty? The Gyökeres one. For me, it wasn't. For me, I felt like he went down a bit too. He went down a bit too theatrically. Like he went down. Whenever you go down and you stick your hands up, like that to me says okay, you're trying to con the ref. That's what I thought. Same old Arsenal, always cheating. Yeah, never a pen. Yeah, for me, genuinely wasn't a pen. I just thought he was trying too hard to kind of con the referee. No more speeches for Harry, but he has to make a PowerPoint for assembly. Interesting. Number one, they're always putting you to work, which is interesting. You used to be like, look, they're always making you do extracurricular activities. Number two, what's the PowerPoint about? What is the subject matter of said PowerPoint? Yeah, he did make a lot of the. I felt like he was a bit theatrical with the way he went down. Is Johnny a good name? A kid on my job call me John Wick. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I've never seen the John Wick movies, but that's Keanu Reeves, isn't it? It's a cool name. Is that your chess? Tutorials? How's that going? I hope that's going good. Other than that, Harry's doing good. Fish is glad to see his bestie. Harvest Festival donations, nice. Well, I hope that goes well. I'm also googling what Harvest Festival is. A harvest festival is an annual celebration that occurs around the time of the main harvest. I'm like, yeah, obviously. It's like Google is saying okay. It's an annual celebration that occurs around the time of the main harvest of a given region. Given the differences in climate and crops around the world, harvest festivals can be found at various times at different places. Harvest festivals typically feature feasting, both family and public, with food that are drawn from crops. I mean, anything with food is a win, to be fair. Saliba is coming on or coming off. Was he not playing? Didn't even notice. Ikram agrees. Finley says it's so annoying that I'm missing the Ryder Cup. But it's Newcastle. I don't care. A good reason to miss the golf. Jonathan's job's going good. That's good to hear. Newcastle about to kick off again. And they have kicked off, and I did not stop the timer, but that's okay. Oh, Voltimate just hit the bar. This Voltimate guy's on fire. Forston says, "Come on, Newcastle." I think we're all pretty much Newcastle fans today. I should have worn a black and white striped shirt. Voltimate just hit the bar. Oh god, I appreciate the ball came at him quick, but that should have really been 2-0. That should have really been 2-0. So Harry's Harvest Festival PowerPoint is around the concept of giving tin foods for people who can't afford, and we are donating all the food to food banks. Nice. Good cause. It's good to hear. Jonathan says, "Johnny is not my real name." Is it not? Is that why you didn't mind me calling you Jonathan? It's Wally. I feel like that's not your real name. I feel like that's also not your real name. Saliba on the pitch, what a surprise indeed. Elanga still not on. Maybe they're waiting for Arsenal to tire a bit more before they unleash the beast. Gordon's been canny underwhelming in my opinion. Not been overly great today. He is not. I think he's looked a bit weak. He's looked a bit tired. But the positive is you have a certain Swede on the bench who can come on in his place. Yeah, that Voltimate, that was proper. I thought it was in. You know, sometimes when they kick the ball, and based on when they kick the ball, you feel like it's gone in. It was one of those. It was kind of one of those where I felt like it had gone in based off the kick. If he scores again, Arteta's gonna 100%. They always they always find a way to be aggrieved. How you doing, Adeovi? Hope you're good. Are you also supporting Newcastle? It feels like most of us are supporting Newcastle today. Yeah, he will probably do it on Pope. Jonathan, aka Wally, loves Newcastle, but not more than Atletico. Atletico are your number one. Have you got a favorite Atletico player? Would it be Julian Alvarez, or is that a bit too? Is that a bit too easy a choice? Jonathan says, "Wally is not my name. I knew it wasn't your name, but most of the people call me Wally. My name is Johnny. But does anybody call you Jonathan apart from me? That's the important question." Adio OE is supporting Arsenal. Fair enough. What are your thoughts on the first half? You're attacking from right to left now. Do you reckon you'll win this, or do you reckon you'll get a draw, or do you reckon you'll end up losing? Rank these wingers for finishing. I mean it depends. This is going to be controversial, but for finishing, I might put Mane ahead of Salah. I think Salah is the better player overall, but I'd probably go with the order you've put, but switch Rio and Chiesa around. Yeah, Isak isn't there anymore. Dawood says, how do you have so many followers on Instagram? I've got like 400 or something, right? Is that a lot? 431. Corner to Arsenal. Cleared. Goes back to Raya, who passes it straight to Pope. Pope's been good this game. That makes sense. The story behind that is I used to develop an iPhone app, and my gaming account, basically the iPhone app account, I changed to this gaming one because it didn't let me open a new account. Every time I opened a new account, it would basically deactivate it because I think I already had an account. And then I said, you know what, I don't have the iPhone app anymore. Like, it made a bit of money, but like not a lot. And to be honest, I couldn't be bothered to just maintain it. So then I said, you know what, let's just change the name of this account and turn it into a gaming account. Griezmann is Jonathan's favourite player. Good choice, to be fair. Good choice. Rumour is Southgate may take over at Man United, which would be absolutely hilarious. Going from one brand of turgid football to another. I feel like the whole kind of Southgate situation is masked by the players that he had. Like, people say, oh, Southgate turned England around, which he did, but he also had multiple generational players on the pitch and also on the bench. I feel like managers in the past didn't have the luxuries that Southgate had available to him. Because to me, England are not like a static thing. Like, England 2020 is a different set of players to England 2012, where you had, you know, an old Rooney, an old Lampard. It's a different set of players. It's different. So I don't think Southgate's quite what the media hyped him up to be. Crossed by Gordon. So I don't see that going well for them. I think that our striker, this is do you mean Gyökeres, is not enough for us. We need a striker like Haaland, a goal machine. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Like Gyökeres, he did score a lot of goals in Portugal, but Premier League is a lot tougher. Eze just hits it over there. But I understand your concerns. The trouble is who's available. Like, who's available on the market now? Maybe Julian Alvarez. He'd be the only one available, but he'd be very expensive from Atletico. Is there any striker in particular you would go for? When you say Pope, I keep thinking of the actual Pope, as in the Pope in Rome. So it's not it's not just you. I'm also thinking the same. Has that Arsenal's throw in? I know it's the incompetence of these referees. Hashim says, if you support Arsenal, why do you have a Liverpool kit on, bro? Fake fan. What would ever insinuate that I supported Arsenal? what makes you think that? Oh God. Fish is out. Fish has hurt himself. How have you hurt yourself? Free kick to Newcastle. Volta made at the not in the middle, to be fair. Probably going to make a late run. Volta made's like on the end of the wall, edge of the box, and they didn't even aim for him. Weird free kick. Oh, just goes wide. Hashim says Liverpool are bad. Remind me who's first again. I can't remember. I think my memory is just failing me. It's not failing me like oh, gone out for throw in. But yeah, I just might be forgetting. You'll have to remind me. Fish says Liverpool Europa League. Will Dan show promise in early minutes? I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think he'll get much game time. Because if you think about the pecking order, there's probably Isak ahead of him. There's Chiesa ahead of him. There's Gakpo ahead of him. There's Rio ahead of him. There's Salah ahead of him. Hashim says Man United are better. No, I agree. I'd much rather be 15th than first. 15th is it 15th or is it like worse than that? I'm not sure because most people don't look that far down. You know when you have to click on the second page. Most people don't tend to do that. Yeah, 15th. No, I agree. Having 7 points is better than having 15. Also, having -4 goal difference is better than having a positive one. You've convinced me. I will be on my way to Old Trafford very soon. Yeah, no, Doge is correct. Steve says Arsenal cheated by VAR again. A lifelong Liverpool fan and VAR DT. How is that allowed? Is this the penalty? To be honest, I didn't think it was a penalty. I feel like Gyökeres went down a bit theatrically. For me, whenever you go down with your kind of hands up like that, you're trying to con the ref. So for me, it didn't look like a penalty. Hashim says now a second. Okay, but it's BBC. I am looking on BBC Sport, so it's probably BBC lying to us. We should raise a complaint. Yeah, save again. Pope has been man of the match. Yeah, they have been complaining a fair bit. I think they're just getting agitated. They probably didn't expect that goal to go in, to be fair. Quite often, kind of when you're on top a lot, and then you get kind of sucker punched, it can kind of take the wind out of you. Not just physically, but also mentally. So they're just playing like they're in a state of disbelief, and that's probably why they're complaining so much. But I think Newcastle just need to keep the concentration. Maybe bring Elanga on if he's still on the bench. Then they should be good. Hashim says Man United are first. How are Liverpool first? It's probably because the Premier League table starts at position 1. To be fair, if it started at position 15, then you would be first. You would be first in a mini league of 5 teams. So you'd be first, Villa would be second, Forest would be third. So if the league started at position 15, you would be correct. Oh my god, I was just on Twitter and they're complaining about Liverpool's biggest fan, VAR. Like everything revolves around Liverpool to the point where I just genuinely don't care. It's like if you go to the shop and there's no milk, it's because the cow was a Liverpool fan and therefore didn't give you milk. If you miss your bus on the way, then it's because the bus driver is a Liverpool fan. The thing is, it's the same pattern kind of every single year, if you think about it. It's just overconfidence at the start. And when I say at the start, I mean in the summer, we're going to win, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. And then eventually when that doesn't happen, they just instantly flip into kind of conspiracy. It's just the same pattern every single year. It's kind of part of the reason I just don't really bother with Twitter anymore. And to be honest, it's not just other teams' fans, it's also Liverpool fans. If Liverpool lose a game, suddenly it's the end of the world. Suddenly the world's going to end. That's... So I tend to just not bother with that website so much anymore. Pretty much everyone's kind of insane in that on there. If they weren't top and Arsenal were on top, would they still complain? No, they wouldn't. It's the same with like Man United and the roof. Like you don't hear any complaints about their leaky roof in the summer, but as soon as they start losing a few games, then they start complaining that the roof isn't patched as a way to try and frame the owners as negligent. But Jacob Ramsey's through 1-on-1. Good defending by Declan Rice. But it's just the same pattern every single year. Overconfidence in the summer, and then when the overconfidence doesn't work out, they just turn to conspiracy. What I will say is September is quite early to turn to conspiracy. But yeah, I just don't bother with that website. Zubair says Arsenal, well, they are behind here. Oh, sorry, did I say Jacob Ramsey? I meant Jacob Murphy. I think I did say Jacob Ramsey, but yeah, Jacob Murphy. How many refs are City or United fans? God knows. Also, how many refs are Arsenal fans? And also, it's like I didn't hear any complaints about it before the game. It's just people can't seem to recognize that they go through these same cycles every single year. It could just be that your team's not good. Sometimes it's Occam's razor. Sometimes it's the easiest solution. The more obvious solution, other than a conspiracy, is that Arsenal are tactically not very good and Arteta's out of his depth. Surely that's the most common situation. That's the more likely scenario. Because last year Liverpool won the league. But before that, Man City won the league a few times. So it's probably not specifically a Liverpool conspiracy, and it's probably not specifically a Man City conspiracy. It's probably more simply the fact that Arsenal are just not very good. And I think their players are very good, but their manager is terrible. Elanga coming on, Voltmade coming off. Trippier coming on, and Asulo also coming on. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Tour or Mario Kart Wii. To be honest, don't really know the difference between them. I feel like all Mario Kart games are pretty much the same. They're good, but they're just very similar. You feel like you're buying the same game over and over again. Throw into Arsenal. Reluctant Gamer says, "Come on, Toon, tight game." Yeah, definitely a close game. My prediction was 1-1. Was 1-1 before the game. But if it's 1-0, that's even better. Would rather have a 1-0. Reluctant Gamer loves Mario Kart and Mario in general. Mario Kart would probably be my favorite Mario game, or maybe Mario Tennis. Those games are always fun. Oh, Timber in a lot of space there. Good defending. Is that Dan Burn? No, that's Botman. Fish is tired. That's unfortunate, given it's the weekend. What time did you go to sleep? That's the question. And also, what time did you wake up? Speaking of sleeping, Martinelli's coming on and Marino is also coming on. I'm a bit torn here because Marino's in my fantasy team. Saka's coming off. Saka looked very busy, but ultimately didn't do much. Calafiori's also coming off. And they're bringing on Martinelli and Marino. So to be fair, they are going a bit more attacking. Reluctant Gamer's prediction was 2-1, but I think Arsenal are still a lot better this game, but Arsenal players are falling down a lot. Yeah. They crossed in, cleared. I don't know if kind of mentally they're gone, if that's what they're resorting to at this stage. Declan Rice is going to take a long throw in. Ooh, Gyökeres just hits it very wide. Strangely wide. He had a good shot there from a good angle. But ends up hitting it well wide. Game's going to change now. Martinelli is on. He did get a goal. Was it against City? Was it against Man City the other day? Just give Elanga the ball. Just keep Elanga up top by himself. Get Elanga on the counter. Good save again by Pope. Nice catch. He caught it directly from the corner, which is always impressive. Aiden Cengiz says, hello bro, I say again, 1-1. 1-1 was my prediction, to be fair. 1-1 was my prediction, so we agree on that. Pope man of the match if we win. Yes, I'd probably agree. He's been very commanding in goal, and not just commanding. Like he's actually caught a lot of shots and crosses rather than just kind of flapping them out. So I think he's done really well. And to be fair, even if it's a draw, I'd probably still give Pope man of the match. But yeah, here's Elanga. Ooh, good, well played by Elanga. Who's Newcastle's number 18? Who's that? Osula, okay. What's your favorite sport to watch on TV? I mean, I watch football, MMA, boxing, strongman. I like all of them, to be fair. Osula's 18 is massive. I thought he was a lot older than that. If Arsenal tie it up, they will celebrate like they won the league. Indeed. And then inevitably when they don't win the league, that's why it bites them so much at the end. Because they put all this emotional celebration into winning, not even winning, into kind of drawing games. So then when they don't get the payoff at the end, that's kind of why it ends up hurting so much. Mark Hunt. You think I look like Mark Hunt? Is he Australian? Oh, he's from New Zealand, isn't he, Mark Hunt? Mark Hunt. Oh god, I've forgotten about. He was around a few years ago, wasn't he? Yeah, New Zealand. Yeah, Mark Hunt. He's 51. I'm a bit younger than that. Oh god. Oh right, okay, fair enough. That makes sense. I was like, who's number 18? And you're like, Osula is 18. I'm like, oh, I thought he was older than that. Well, that makes sense. I'm losing track of what I'm saying half the time. Fish says, whatever that means, I'll take that as a compliment. Reluctant Gamer says, a win for the Toon is vital. Oh, if Sunderland are above you, then it's most definitely vital. It's imperative. It's imperative that you get the win. LaSalle might be coming on. Give a bit more solidity. Yeah, New Zealand, Mark Hunt. What's his last fight against Brock Lesnar? UFC 200. Has he had any fights since then, or was that his last one? Shirt looks lit and sharp. Yeah, I like this one. It's nice. I like. I didn't think I would. But I think the green and the black goes pretty well. Asula's 22. Okay. Still pretty young to be fair. What's his name? Livramento being stretched off. It doesn't look best pleased. I hope it's not like a serious injury. Kind of collided with Saliba. It looks like he may have landed, but he's on a stretcher and he's got like his head in his hands. That's never positive. Yeah, that's him. That's him injured. I hope it's nothing serious. Best fight, Jerome Leban. I don't know who that is. Is that somebody Mark Hunt for? Jerome Lebana is a French boxer. Okay. But he fought Mark Hunt. He beat Mark Hunt a while back. Which team's gonna win in your opinion? My prediction before the match was 1-1 draw. But I think Newcastle might win. Jeffrey also thinks Newcastle might win. It certainly looks like that. Like Arsenal are having chances, but none of the chances look particularly clear cut. And Newcastle will be dangerous on the counter because they've got Elanga up front now. So I think Newcastle will get the win. If they don't get the win, then at least I can say I was correct with the 1-1 prediction. Jenkins says also Bigfoot. Yeah, Antonio Bigfoot Silva. Yeah, he's French. Second time knockout. Nice. Was that like Pride? Pride, which is like the Japanese league that they had. Fish says no red cards today. That's always nice. I feel like there's been far too many red cards recently. Sometimes it's nice when you just have 11 versus 11. The Famer thinks Arsenal will win. Wow. You reckon they'll get 2 goals? I can see a draw happening. I can see a draw happening. A win will be tough. I mean, not impossible, but will be tough. Jeffrey says it's Newcastle's to win. I think, yeah. We play on the Sunday again next week. Is that Arsenal? That must be the cup or something, right? Yeah, K1. That's I don't know if K1 is still around or not, but it is some good K1 fights on YouTube if you're ever bored. Oh, Alistair Overeem did very well at K1 as well. Fish is hoping for Ramsdale. You never know. Jeffrey says Liverpool winning 4 cups. I can't lie. That would be that would be the best season ever if you won the quadruple. I'd be happy with just 1 or 2. Alamgia says all the big clubs lose this week, so Arsenal will lose. The tricky thing with this one is they're kind of both big teams. But I take your point. All right, against Forest. Fair enough. Before Showtime, was that like Strikeforce? Showtime was Strikeforce, I think. But yeah. A lot of these federations, they were very good, but they don't exist anymore. I would love it if Newcastle win the league this year, but it ain't gonna happen. Yeah, it's to be honest, unlikely, unlikely to happen. But they could certainly. Oh, Gyökeres hits it over. Yeah, I don't think Arsenal are gonna get one back. Yeah, yesterday they lost. Today also. How you doing, Ahmed? Nope, not too sure who that is. Yeah, Jeffrey can't wait for this game to end. I can't lie, me too. Zubimendi's off now, and what's his name? Odegaard is on. Chongus says, "Nice hat, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's pretty nice." Oh, from the 1990s, right? Okay, I might be thinking of something else then. But 82 minutes here. They've booted it up to Elanga. Ooh, Saliba. No, that was Gabriel. Defends it quite well. Elanga's like, I don't know if ferocious is the right word, but he's absolutely determined up front. Like he's playing centrally now, and he's just like chasing every ball, which is what you want to see. If this stands, Newcastle are 1 point behind the bridesmaids 7th and 8th. Really? That far down? I didn't know. But you are correct. So yeah, Newcastle would be in 8th place. Arsenal would be in 7th. Crystal Palace 2nd. I didn't know that Arsenal were quite so far down. Man City would be above Arsenal on goal difference. I didn't know that. I thought Arsenal were like 4th or something. So that is news. Gravenberch, Bosley or McAllister. Can I say all three? Is that cheating? They do different things though, so it's hard to, pick one over the other. Ooh, Declan Rice. Saved. Ahmed would go for Gravenberch. Well, yeah, I can see the reasoning behind that. Young player of the season last year, and he's had a very good start to the season this year. Also might be the youngest, possibly, but yeah. Oh no, they've scored! Who's that? It's Marino. Well, he's in my fantasy team, so we're all good. But he's just got a header out of nowhere. How did that happen? Cross by Declan Rice, header by Marino. Oh, that's unfortunate. It kind of came out of nowhere. Kieran says no. Mr. Default says Volta made more GA than Isak. United upgraded. At least one of the Uniteds upgraded. The other one not so much. Dawood says damn. Ahmed's not very happy either. Says F sake indeed. I agree with Ahmed. I better update the score. I don't want to. If it's any consolation, I did predict 1-1. Yeah, it was unfortunate that he didn't quite move. He just kind of stood still. And the ball just went down to his left. Damn it, says Reluctant Gamer. Yeah, it's just kind of Arsenal kind of... Oh, is that a penalty? Is that a penalty to Newcastle? Is that handball by Gabriel? To be honest, I wouldn't count that as a handball, but... Ahmed says no. Jeffrey says this is not right. Oh, there's a VAR check on that handball by Gabriel. Basically, it's a sliding tackle, and he had like his I don't know if you can see, had his hand up, like, you know, sometimes when you slide in and you have your hand up. So they're doing a VAR check on that. Cengiz says, wow. Kieran says that was 100% a handball. Jeffrey can settle for a draw. Ahmed says, please, 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 penalty, please. Yeah, they haven't given it, unfortunately. Oh no, they're checking. Are they checking? Newcastle assistant has been booked. Tyndall. They've not given it, I don't think. Yeah, it would have been nice. I can't lie. It would have been nice to have a penalty there. Cengiz thinks that's a penalty. Kieran's gonna find the referee. You did say at the start, to be fair, that you were gonna find him. Yeah, no pen. Charlotte says beard is strong perfection. I'll take that. I think I need to dye it again. I think I might need to dye it again. Throw in by Newcastle. Why did the pencil sit on the desk to draw some attention? Professional foul there by Dan Burn. We don't want yet another draw. Well, based on, I mean, if there's a draw, Arsenal would be 3rd, Newcastle would be 13th. Crazy how close the points are. But equally, it is just September. I just feel like kind of games these days feel like they have so much pressure on them. Don't lose this, please. I don't think you'll lose it. If they lose, Ahmed will not be happy. As will I. And as will Kieran. And as will most people. And as will Reluctant Gamer. And as will Durwood. So, Newcastle, please don't lose. Damn right. Come on, Newcastle. I love how pretty much everyone's pretty much everyone's a Newcastle fan today, myself included. Pope is going to be taking one of those big long goal kicks, boots it up the pitch. Arsenal defend it. We've got to do a Liverpool and score last minute. Yeah, Alanga 90 plus 7. Are we expecting too much, or is that a reasonable expectation? Jeffrey says Newcastle, please don't lose. Yeah, I think we're all we're all hoping they hold on. Football fan hates Arsenal. You'll love it here then, because we all hate Arsenal. Ooh, Asula. Ooh, that's a foul by Saliba, surely. That must be a foul by Saliba, but he hasn't given it. SH Spurs 1, SH Spurs 1342. That was definitely a penalty. Hand in unnatural position. This is the Saliba one. Big teams always get those decisions. I hear what you're saying. At the very least, I was surprised they checked it so quickly. Like I'd expect at least a minute or two. Let's says Arsenal is third, yeah. 1 point behind Crystal Palace. Arteta's on the pitch. Arteta could literally like take all his clothes off, run on the pitch, streak across the ground, and they wouldn't do anything. 8 minutes does seem a lot. Fish is watching Stuttgart versus Cologne. Football fan says couldn't be better than yeah, you'll have a good time here. Let's says nah, bro, you a hater for Arsenal. I wouldn't say hater. I don't hate them, but I do want Newcastle to win. 8 minutes added time. Arsenal has to score. To be honest, a draw is probably a draw's probably fair result, all things considered, until Arsenal score. Bradley, Johnson or Frimpong. Ahmed saying Bradley. I might be leaning towards Frimpong. I think there's a lot of untapped potential there. Newcastle's been scammed, says Kieran. Kieran is going to find the referee. Gyökeres, stop going. Like, he falls over like any time. And it's really annoying. I keep coming up with sentences and then I'm like, I can't say that because that's too that's too verbose. But it's like any time he's in the box, he just falls over. Cengiz says, I don't like Newcastle. Good money, no good show players. They've put on a good performance today, I thought. No, nobody wants to see that. Football fan hates them. I was trying to be diplomatic, saying I don't hate them. I just don't want them to win. Football fans like, nah, I hate them. A draw is fair, but I'm sick of us drawing. Understandable. Better than a loss, I guess. Andrew says, who scored for Arsenal? Marino. It was crossed in by Declan Rice. Marino header. Kind of headed it with the back of his head, if I'm honest, I think. And then Pope just didn't dive for it and the header went in. But yeah, Marino. Kieran forgot Martinelli was on the pitch. Like most people, to be fair. He's one of those that kind of blends in and you forget exists at all. Harvey Barnes is coming on for Joe Linton. Okay, that's a forward thinking. That's a forward thinking substitution, I think. Jeffrey says, lucky header. Long free kick by Newcastle. Like, they're not defending. They've got all their players up, if you know what I mean. So they're going for the win. I'm like, fair play. That is brave. Like, you're not trying to, ride out the draw. You're trying to go for the win. I mean, that's that is brave and bold. Oh, good defending. Malik Thiaw guy. Good tackle, sliding tackle. Oh, last ditch tackle. Right at the end. Cengiz says, what is hating? As in severely disliking something. Rice crosses it in again. Cleared by Newcastle. Dot says, come on, Bruno, get booked and I win 400. Is that £400? If it's £400, then I hope he does get booked. Because then you'll get a nice little bonus. What's your favorite movie? I don't know if I have a favorite movie, but I did watch Fantastic Four last night, the new one. It's good. A lot of Marvel movies recently have been rubbish, but this Fantastic Four, it was quite good. I watched that yesterday. That's the difference between the two teams. Newcastle going for the win and Arsenal going for the draw. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. The fact that, it's 93 minutes and they're still committing many players forward. Yeah, Theo's been... Oh, fucking hell, it's just gone in. They've just scored. They've scored. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, God. Okay, Kieran's going to find the ref. I mean, to score off 2 set pieces. Look, my camera doesn't even want to focus anymore. Oh, God. Let me fix the focus. There you go. Oh, that's a bit too focused, but there you go. Mohammed says, hi. Who do you think should be man of the match? I'm still giving it to Nick Pope. Game is 100% gone. Dawood says, no. Jeffrey's not very happy. Reluctant Gamer is not very happy. Ahmed says, oh my days. I've had enough. Understandable. I mean, it's another corner. To be fair, they kind of blocked the goalkeeper there. They blocked the goalkeeper. Saliba blocks the goalkeeper. That's a foul for me. Saliba's blocking the goalkeeper. Saliba's clearly blocking the goalkeeper. And then Nick Pope can't get to the ball. Right? Kieran's turned off the game. Understandable. But why are they not checking that? Saliba clearly impeded the goalkeeper. Mr. Default, I entirely blame Mr. Default, because whenever Mr. Default says United, the team who is United always ends up losing. Whether it's Manchester United, whether it's any form of United. He says, hey, I'm not bad luck. SH Spurs says Pope has been awful this game. He could have done better on the goals. I thought in the first half he was good, but that second goal is going to be a point of contention. Can I also say as well, what are people going to say about the VAR now? I thought Liverpool were conspiring with the VAR, with the VAR guy who's been a Liverpool fan for 400 years. Is that still a concern or is that not a concern? Jeffrey's not very happy. Cengiz says, come on, Jeffrey. Great comeback. Corner FC and impeding the goalkeeper. If you guys ever see that back on YouTube or whatever, for me, Saliba's blocking the goalkeeper. Like, Saliba's not letting Pope get to the ball. You were right, Cengiz. You were correct. Full time. Talk about being unlucky. My daughter was born the day Liverpool won the league. Is that like in like the last league in 2024 or the 2020? But either way, yeah, that's of all the days. Dawood says, damn. Again, they're celebrating like they won the league. Like it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. To be fair, Arteta is controlling his emotions. But to me, that was a foul by Saliba. Dawood says, damn. Jeffrey says, well done, Arsenal. Yeah, that's the thing. All these celebrations to finish second, or probably even third. Ikram says Liverpool FC are unstoppable. Yeah, they are still first, 4 points ahead of Arsenal. So they can stop with the extra time FC for Liverpool. That is true. They are back to second. They're actually third. Crystal Palace are second. Maybe I can show you. There you go. Liverpool first, Palace second, Arsenal third. Jeffrey agrees with Ikram. Sunderland second is crazy. Yeah, I mean, even fifth is crazy. To be fair, they're on 11 points, so I don't know if you guys can see, but that kind of block of teams there, all on 11 points. So you got Man City, Bournemouth, Sunderland, Spurs, and Arsenal. They're all on 11 points. I'm just gonna leave this up in case I get any gloating Arsenal fans. When you make one goal, yeah, that is true. Yeah, to be fair, I think you're right because it's showing draw on the last one. Maybe yeah, there you go, refreshed it. It hadn't updated for the it hadn't updated for the goal. I mean, it was a set piece to be fair, which is kind of typical of them. Reluctant Gamer regrets spending £500 on my Toon kits. To be fair, there's some nice kits. There's still nice shirts. The thing is though, it's still only September, and like there's very little like between the positions. So yeah, Newcastle are 15th, but if they win one more game, they'd go up to like 8th. So it's still pretty early, I think. Yeah, tough league, very close league as well. Like if you look at the points, like 15, 13, 12, 11, 11, 11, 10, 8, 8, 8, 8. And then if I scroll down from the 8th, 7, 7, 7. It is just September. So even though Liverpool are top, it doesn't really mean anything. Odeki, how you doing? Hope you're good. Forgot to drink my water today. That's the good thing about it getting darker. Then you can see the lights a bit more. It's definitely, yeah, it is the weekend for underdogs. They were right about that. Next week they send Guardiola. Is that who they're playing next? Is it up against Man City next? Yeah, very early days. We've got October to go. We've got November to go. We've got December to go. And even that's still like before the new year. But that's a lot of football, those 3 months. So I think even though Newcastle are 15th, I think there's a lot of games to go. Newcastle will be in top 6. Yeah, they need to work out. Yeah. But they're showing encouraging signs. I think they're very, very unlucky to draw today. Liverpool FC's victories unite the world. Well, I guess to a certain degree. That is such a small cup. It is a small cup. It's actually alright. It's got a straw. I quite like. I got it from China. Razman says, come on Arsenal. Odeki says, Liverpool next team, Galatasaray Champions League on Tuesday. And then Chelsea in the league on the weekend. Jeffrey says, yeah, many games to go. So yeah, I mean, even 1 month later, this table could look completely different. Liverpool might be lower, Spurs might be higher. You never know. Cheers, Jeffrey. But yeah, 2-1 to Arsenal, which is unfortunate. Galatasaray. Yeah, on Tuesday. Are you doing the game tomorrow? Unlikely. Is there a game tomorrow? I didn't know who's playing tomorrow. I was going to be back on Tuesday, which is Galatasaray Liverpool. Raiz says, "Can you show points?" I can try. The thing is, it doesn't quite squeeze on the screen. Is there like a particular team you want to see? See what I mean? Like it kind of cuts it off. Let me know if there's a specific team. Gabriel Saliba, more than Kanate and Dijk. Certainly more than Kanate. Probably wouldn't say more than Van Dijk. Have a good night, says Dawood. You too. Have a good afternoon. What time is it? It's 20 to 7. Bloody hell. That is late. But anyway, I'm going to go outside. But I'll be back on Tuesday. Liverpool Galatasaray. Well, hopefully Liverpool don't lose. Fingers crossed. But anyway, hope you guys have a nice evening and a nice weekend. See you soon. Take care.